becoming a Women in Games ambassador. And I don't know if Amrita is here, but I think she is. Well, I'm just going to thank her for doing the logo. Essentially, Women in Games needs your help. Women in Games has existed in its current format for 7 years, and the reality is it's run by 2 very part-time staff, myself and Mary Claire. We have a new management board, but they're mainly based in London and the South East. In fact, if you came to the board meeting last week, or if you were invited, couldn't make it last week, but are coming in December, would you mind standing up now? Board people? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're a board member. So a round of applause for our board, anyway. So we've moved from having a strategy group to a board. That's why there's a little bit of hesitation there. As am I on the board? Well, if you came to the meeting, you're on the board. But we want to expand the network outside London and the South East. We want to expand across the region, across the UK, and into Europe. So we have a workshop where if you're interested in becoming an ambassador for Women in Games, representing this organisation in your city or region or country, you need to come along to this workshop with Mary Claire and Vicky Smalley at whatever the rescheduled time is, 4:15 after the break. But I was at Gamescom 3 weeks ago now, and I don't speak very often about Women in Games, because the whole point of Women in Games is to promote women speakers, not to have a white male droning on about Women in Games. But I did get the chance to meet some quite big companies in Europe, and they're very keen to hear about what we're doing in the UK and what we're trying to do across Europe. So I have an announcement now about some Women in Games ambassadors in mainland Europe. So we have 4 companies that are signed up that want to support our organisation, want to represent Women in Games in Denmark, Sweden, Poland and Germany, some of the very biggest companies there. So I'm going to announce the companies now with a fanfare if we've got the music. And then I'm going to ask representatives from these companies just to come up and say a few words about what it means to them and introduce their companies and what it means to them to support our organisation as ambassadors. So, fanfare, bang. I'm not sure if this is the right word, but we have a bridgehead in mainland Europe. We've appointed 4 corporate ambassadors today. They are IO Interactive from Copenhagen, Denmark, Paradox Interactive from Stockholm in Sweden, Techland from Wrocław in Poland. It's near Warsaw, but you can't say it's Warsaw, otherwise they get upset. And Wooga from Berlin in Germany. So I'd like to invite Mary Blanche from, and this is the order that I met these companies in Germany, not necessarily the alphabetical order which they are on the slide. So Mary Blanche from Wooga, who is normally always last, just to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Happy to be first for once. So my name is Marie Blanche and I represent Wooga. We're a mobile casual games developer based in Berlin. And we are convinced that we can only deliver the best possible products to our audience with a very diverse team that represents basically our users, which are men and women from all over the world, of all age ranges. So that's why we've been putting a focus on increasing diversity in our company for at least the past year. And we've been supporting initiatives like, for example, Girls Make Games, Women Who Code, and we are very delighted to now also be part of Women in Games, and we will be happy to work as an ambassador and try to multiply the joint efforts that we have to get many of the great and amazing talent that we've seen today into the industry, and to make this a more inclusive industry even. So very much looking forward to that, and thank you.
So if John from Paradox would like to come up.
Hello, my name is Jon Harelid from Paradox Interactive. Paradox is a publisher and developer of games for all platforms, mainly focused on strategy titles and a few well-known city builders. Paradox is also a workplace where the 3 top things people mention why they want to stay with us is their role, their job, the people that work there, but also a place where your background pretty much doesn't matter. And we believe that that background needs to be diverse in order to create the best games we have and want to launch and release. So that's why we felt that Women in Games was an awesome initiative that we wanted to support, and we're happy to become a founding ambassador in Stockholm. Thank you.
Then we have Cedel and Henriette from IO Interactive.
Hello, my name is Sissel Hermansen. I'm a game designer at IO Interactive.
My name is Henriette, and I am a sound designer at IO Interactive.
And for those of you who don't know IO Interactive, we're a Copenhagen-based studio who mostly develops the Hitman franchise, and at the moment we're in the middle of season 1 of the 6th installment of the Hitman games. So yeah, and
I think it's very natural for us to support this. I see it also every day when I go to work, so I think it's going to be good.
And yeah, I think it's very important for us. I mean, I was traditionally, like any other games company, pretty male-dominated, and so for us, like personally, in our everyday work, it would be great. The more diversity, the better.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and the last company is Techland, and you may have seen in the last session here in this room, Paulina, HR Director from Techland, speaking on a panel. Unfortunately, she was also talking about having got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and being back at 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and she made the mistake of flying into Stansted, so she has got a 2.5-hour journey to get back to her flight, so literally she had to leave at the end of the last session. So we would have Paulina from Techland. Techland are the biggest developer in Poland, 300 plus people. So we're very glad to have Techland as part of our corporate ambassador team. So I just want to say thanks to our new corporate ambassadors, and we'll give them another round of applause now.